It's a lot of Inazumas. Like, I can't say much
Yeah, this is
about
what you saved up your info for.
there's not like enough movement involved for this chapter because it's mostly based on how well you on landing jump against the ghost fish. Because the last one, the final movement thing that you need to worry about usually, I wouldn't say the next chapter, but this, you on landing jump until the end of the door. Do that. If you if you time your air destruction slash properly, you can interact with the door. The amount of time you do on landing jump, it depends. It varies. It's not always the same. Normally, for my case, it's either 2 or 3. So, if you could excuse me. Okay, so let's do it again. From here, if you reach when they spawn, from this point at this line, you do roll jump 1, 2, 3, air destruction slash like that. So I hope that visual cue would help you. Okay. Normally the dinos in this chapter gets one shot with Inazuma, but sometimes they don't die. If they don't die, you just fish them off with the XYY.
The reason they don't die though is because they touched you. So if they touch you with that aura thing, then they're not gonna die.
Yeah, but since they're equipment, they are 200% gonna die. Make sure that they're lined up. Like, you don't want to just spam Ninpo mindlessly here. You want to make sure that you're lined up correctly, so you could kill them 3 at once. So, okay, here's the third one. Now I can safely Ninpo.
See how that one touched him and he didn't die?
Mm, so much for equipment.
Yeah,
Okay.
even with the blue helmet, I don't think it works.
Like that. Yeah, just make sure that you avoid them and lined up correctly, then use your Ninpo. If you don't want to use your elixirs or anything at all, you could just air destruction slash spam against these ghosts till you get red. So once you reach the door, wall run, bird flip, and do this. If you don't
You're
get,
lucky you got a red there.
yeah. So right here, same story. I'm not sure if their spawn is fixed or random though. But yeah, just beware where they spawns. The move that I just used, the Blade of the Twin Dragon, I believe, it's very good. The moment you get it, it's very good move that you should use it against the Dino and the enemies in general at this chapter.
Even on Fiend Mirai.
Yes. Again, if you want Ninpo, do wall run here, Burst Blood, Helm Splitter attack like that. Okay, so for the crabs, usually you'd want to Ninpo them twice, right? But sometimes I do Gleaming Blade at one of them. Like that. I don't spam Ninpo much here, because I believe that using Ninpo sometimes wastes your resource.
I believe the amount of ninpo you should be using on each floor is like 3 on the first, 3 on the second, 2 on the third, and 3 on the fourth.
Hmm. Yeah, this wall jump is a little bit tricky there. You get it. Okay, so this room...
Be sure not to jump too far there.
Yeah. So this room, what I'd like to do here... I use one Ninpo to kill the dragon. And then go against this guy with Gleaming Blade. Wait for the other guy to spawn. It's okay. Do Ninpo again. Kill dragon, Gleaming Blade. Rise and repeat. If you're lucky, they will die.
By the way, if the crabs grab you like from underground, you can mash out of it in this game.
Yes, you can break out of it free. Unfortunately, right here, all is left is literally the Great Elixir. If you want to refill your Ninpo, you can use this before you enter the thing. So, usually what I would recommend for this wave, I only spam Ninpo at the first wave, but the second wave I don't have to. It's alright. Okay, you can two-cycle this Hydrocubus if you meet the following requirements. Basically, you have to make sure that on the cycle you hit the UT Gleaming Blade twice, but your third combo has to be XYX on landing Gleaming Blade. That's the requirement of getting the two-cycle for this boss. But the way you FS is that you FS Shuriken Cancel into Home Splitter. Now we'll see it in a moment. Unfortunate, this can happen. Like that. UT. Repeat. Just like that. And then repeat. And equipment you can skip doing third Gleaming Blade. But yeah, just make sure that your first two hits are UT. Now, for the second wave, I only recommend using Ninpo just once. Because the rest of the imp you can kill them fast with the Blade of the Twin Dragon. So the first one is Ninpo. And then I do Blade of the Twin Dragon spam. Or this, the counter attack. From here, switch to Lunar Staff. Same idea from the chapter we explained in Smogan, Rippenthal, just for advice spam. Yeah. Remember what I said about RNG? Yep. Okay, you wanna explain more of this now?
Alright, so Marbus basically, you'd want dual swords
Do
and Inazuma.
yeah,
I mean,
but
you could use Dragon Sword too, but I personally like dual swords.
yeah,
But so with the Dragon Sword, you would while he's diving, like mid dive, you would Inazuma, then
mhm.
you would do XXXY, or you could do XXY shuriken cancel.
Yeah. When you started out, I just said do this. Yeah. So let's get
Yeah.
started.
When your XXYB is slightly more advanced.
Mhm. This in Sigma version, he will likely do the dive first. Like that. So in the mid-dive animation, do Inazuma. Not too late, not too early. Somewhere in between. The bad RNG in Sigma version Marbus is extremely rare. So I it can happen like maybe every once in 500 attempt maybe, I believe. Okay, now for the Emperor. Keep going, GT.
Okay, so for this, you want to menu to have explosive arrow and fire wheel,
Mm-hmm.
because you already have Dragon Sword equipped. So just explosive arrow and fire wheel.
Yeah, if you don't want to use a resource, use this.
I mean, there's really no point in saving it for Fiend Mirai because it's gonna end relatively fast.
Yes. This and that. I normally like to use Fire Wheel twice, but one thing you need to bear in mind when fighting Emperor 2 is whether the head comes down early or not. Okay. So, you wanna say how the fight works for the Emperor one?
Okay, so Emperor 1, you basically just Gleaming Blade everything as much as you can.
Mm-hmm.
And be sure to move the platform around. Like, you don't want to get hit by those lasers, because you want to keep as much heals as you can for Mirai.
Yeah. That fight is not too complicated. It's just that you're playing bullet hell, if that makes sense. But you need to make sure that you lower the HP, you take out the chest as the second, not the second arm. Because the chest will be a lot harder to hit if you take out the other arm first.
Yeah, the middle part is really annoying.
And if you're certain that you can kill Emperor, feel free to use Inferno, which will hit it if you position yourself right. Okay, so again, this time I have Fire Wheel. You need to shoot on the empty spot after you take out Furious Skeletons here. So you can take so much damage from it. Once you see them coming out, do Fire Wheel, shoot like at least 3 times, and then switch the Ninpo so you could reopen the Fire Wheel. Then start charging for Gleaming Blade. Just like that. You don't need to level 2, you just need to time how you get it. Sometimes the head will come out too early. But thankfully in this version, Emperor 2 takes so much damage.